Yo, slow budget. Once again. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Today's date is March 6th, 2023, and it is a Monday. Man, busy weekend. I apologize for not having a show on Thursday, but we had a blizzard out here, snow everywhere. They were going to just call half a day, like a late start to the school, and then they realized how much snow was going to get. They just called it a snow day and canceled school, so we slept in. By the time I got up and came to work at 11, it was just too late to get a podcast going because I had so much work I had to do. And then Friday, we left out of town for a wrestling trip. Before I get into what happened this week at the wrestling trip, a lot of news. Man, my dumb ass. Okay, the wrestling meet was in Mesa, Arizona. So to me, not knowing like the Phoenix area, I assumed they were all close. Mesa, Chandler, Scottsdale, Phoenix, because all those are supposed to be a suburb of Phoenix. So when I got the hotel room, I did Phoenix, I went by price low. So I got it for about $100, which was good because spring training's happening. Every other place was like, 220, 180, 170. So I didn't realize this place was like about 50 minutes past the arena. By the time I realized it was too late to cancel. So I was like, we'll just get up a little early and, we'll make the trip down. Man, let me tell you about it was called the Econo Lodge Phoenix off the I-17. This had to be the most ghettoest. It was crazy. This hotel was crazy. And what sucks is it was on the Choice Hotel family, and I've been using Choice Hotels forever because it's one of those things you get points. I've gotten free rooms, and they've all been nice. I have not had one complaint about Choice Hotels except for this one. Oh my God, this was like straight out of a freaking I'm from the hood, and this was like horrible. It's hard to explain unless you see it, but it was like a freaking movie. Because we had to wait. Okay, for one, our room wasn't ready yet. We had to wait 20 more minutes. So I was like, all right, I'll go to the Family Dollar. We got to get snacks for the wrestling meet, and we got to get certain stuff. So we go to the Family Dollar, and it's so bad that the lady behind the Family Dollar was wearing her backpack on her. So that was like a little hint how bad the area was. Like you can't even leave your bag in the lunchroom, or you don't put it down for a second. And I even told her, I was like, man, this is a nice little area you guys got here. She just kind of laughed. She goes, well, now. And I guess over the last year, there was a free clinic put in that gives out needles, and then there was a VA hospital for homeless that was put in, like real nearby, like across the street type. So that's why there was like so much homeless in the area, and it just looked like Tweakerville, USA. It was crazy. So we're sitting, after we got back, we could see our room still being worked on by tweakers. So it was just crazy. So we're sitting in our car just watching just the area, like the people walking down, the cars pulling up to rooms, the multiple people coming out of rooms, just walking back and forth, the little knocks on the doors, just oh my God, I can't even, it's hard to explain, but it was the craziest shit I've ever seen. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to get on the phone with Choice Hotels and be like, man. And my dumbass, again, like I said, I didn't realize how far it was. I didn't read the reviews. This thing got an 18% review. If I would have saw that, I never would have got it, but I just had faith in the Choice Hotel program because I've used it for probably 8 to 10 years. So yeah, this one definitely needs to be taken off. It was just crazy. So now to the wrestling thing. I think it was like a week and a half ago. For those who don't know my son Rocky. Rocky's a big kid, 17 years old, 6 foot tall, pushing 300 pounds. And he, in his youth, I'm talking about youth wrestling, USA wrestling, from 9 years old when he started to, let's say, 12 years old, he was a beast. He was one of the best in Arizona for heavyweights. He won 7 USA state championships, 3 national titles. All-American status up in Vegas for youth duels. He's wrestled where? New Mexico, Laughlin, Bullhead City, Vegas, all through Arizona. So as a youth, he was actually at one point, Ironman ranked like number 3 in the nation for, I think when he was like, 9, 10. But anyway, so he had a real good youth wrestling career. And then injuries started happening. So He ended up he broke his clavicle twice. He had wrist surgery after his like sixth grade year, and then it's just he's missed so much wrestling. I think his last tournament before this one was like eighth grade, Phoenix State, and then he, like I said, a lot of injuries. He had a then right before football last year, he tore his ACL, both meniscus, had surgery out the year. So it's been about a year since he's been had surgery. He was cleared for sports. I think it was November. So he's barely been coming back. So I told him, I go, you know what? I signed you up for Terminator. It's here in Phoenix. You know, because my daughter wrestles it. So you're going to be there. Might as well wrestle. He was, I think about, I don't know, 7 pounds overweight. The maximum is 285. So he was like 292. So last week we hit the gym a lot. We were twice a day sometimes running. I had treadmill at home, running. He made weight at 283. So that was good. So we're ready. My daughter Corey, it's weird. For 10-year-old girls, it went 80 pounds heavyweight. Now, she's not a heavyweight. She was weighing like 84 pounds. And you look at her, she's thin, she's lean. No way does she look like a heavyweight, but that's just the way the brackets were. So she tried to get down. And at one point, sometimes your body's just like, you know what? This is my weight. And that's what happened. She tried hard. She was eating right, running, but she couldn't get down. So she ended up wrestling 10 girls heavyweight, 12 girls 88, and 10 boys 85. So we go Rocky's tournament first, and I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, I just wanted to test the knee. Just you get out there, move around, see how he does. And I honestly thought he was going to go 0-2, tournament over. You know, let's watch his sister now. Then he goes out there, and he's up against the number 2 seed in the tournament, wrestler from Saurita. I don't know if he's a state placer or not, but when in this tournament it was a lot of good heavyweight wrestlers, big old dudes. I think Rocky was the third shortest in the 15-man division, and so he goes up against this guy, and I don't think this guy knows what hit him. Rocky pinned him in like 36 seconds. And even the guy at the end was like, what? Like, I have the video, and like his face expression shows it all, like, what the hell just happened? Because I don't think he was expecting it. So Rocky got the pin. We're like, oh shit, okay, good. Well, good job. I was like, wow, he looked good. Like, just young, fresh, he looked good. And his second match was against a kid that just won earlier, and he also looked good. He was fast, moving around, and I was like, man, this is gonna be a test. Honestly, I was already looking at the loser bracket. I was like, well, you know, we lose this one. Looks like there's a lot of, you know, he might be able to win at least a match in the losers bracket, at least, you know, win 2 matches. And then again, he comes out, oh my God, looking good. Like, he pinned the first guy like in 30 seconds. This guy, he pins in like 26 seconds. Match is over. The kid's a little hurt at the end. And that Rocky has a reputation that, like, just because he's so big and physical, that he hurts a lot of kids when they wrestle. So this kid got hurt a little bit, but, you know, he shook it off, walked it off. So now Rocky's 2-0. And I'm just like, wow, everyone's just like in awe. His brother went, just everyone that went, people known him for a while. And they're just like, different coaches were coming up to me like, wow, good to see Rocky back. And, you know, everyone's like, he's looking good. Now, the third match was a rematch of that last time he wrestled at junior high state. This kid beat Rocky. Another big kid. I forgot what school he is, but this kid is big. And so Rocky's about 283. This kid got to be at least 275, 280. So you got, this kid was probably like 6'2", 6'3". So 2 big old bears going at it. This match went pretty much the distance. And you could just tell Rocky got gas. He had nothing left in the tank. He left it all out there. He got pinned like at the very end of the match. And right there, he was pretty much done. When he came off the mat, he just pretty much collapsed, laid on his back, breathing heavy. And then I look at my phone at the schedule. I was like, Rock, you're up again in like 5 matches. He was like, no fucking way. He couldn't breathe. I was like, oh shit, like he's done. So I go, well, come on, we got to get you up, at least walking. He was like, I can't. I go, come on, we got to try. You know, you got to get some air, open your lungs. We got him up, and he's just sweating profusely. Like, we're getting him water. He's hard. It was heavy to breathe. What we know and think happened, his body just went into shock from no conditioning, for just being out of it for so long. His body just like gave up on him pretty much. So he goes, we saw an exit sign. I told his brother, well, take him outside, let him get some fresh air, drink some water, and I'll go check. I'll be there when it's almost time for him to wrestle. So when it was time, I walk out there, and he's just throwing up. He got waterlogged. He drank so much water. So this is like the worst possible scenario. He's throwing up water like left and right. He's still sweating profusely. I was like, oh shit, Rocker up in like 2 matches. He was like, there's no way. Then we got a little break. One of the other matches was running over, so they started moving their matches on our mat. So we're like, oh, you might have 2-3 more extra matches. So finally, I was like, well, the good news is you're wrestling that kid you beat the first time. He made it back up. And so at this point, Rocky he was guaranteed a medal. We just didn't know what it would be. It could have been 2nd through 6th, but he was guaranteed a medal. And anytime you go to a major, to medal is huge. So, because someone told me that, I was like, I thought Rocky was doing good. Well, he came in 6th. They're like, I thought he was doing good. I go, that is good. If you just have no idea how hard it is to get a medal at these tournaments, especially in a 15, 16-man bracket. That's 9 guys that want a medal. They're going home empty-handed. So, I mean, he was already guaranteed. So we accomplished what we went for, tested his knee. He did good. So we're like, shit. At least compose yourself. Let's go in there. At least try. See what you could do. If you could get another quick 20-second pin, you might be all right. So he composed himself. He goes down, like, sit down. There's the bleacher. Just sit down, relax. Don't show weakness. That's you don't want to show no weakness. You don't want to show where you're injured in these, because that's what they're gonna go for. So the match finally comes up and he starts, and yeah, he had nothing left in the tank. And I talked to the other kid afterward, and he knew it too. He could just tell from the first time he wrestled Rocky, the strength wasn't there. So he did something that I would say not only 2% of the population has ever done. He flipped Rocky. And that's the move. Whenever they go for Rocky's head, that's when Rocky usually slams him down and flips him and pins him. That's his move. So once the guy went for the head flip and got him, I knew it was over. So he got pinned in that match. And he said he was just sore. He said he couldn't lift his arms. And then I was like, Rock, your next match is like in 3 or 4 away again. He goes, I can't. So yeah, I was like, at that point, he already secured 5th or 6th. So we end up forfeiting the last match, and he still got 6 and got a medal. As for Corey's tournament, she did, she's still learning and she's getting better. She's getting a lot better, and I can see the improvement. She gets bummed out a lot because these kids beat her. I'm like, Corey, you gotta understand, these are the best of the best. You just wrestled the best girl from like New Mexico, the best girl from Utah. So she in the girls 10U heavyweight, she came in 3rd. The boys 10U 85 pounds, she came in 4th, and then 12U 88 pounds, she came in 3rd. So she got 3 medals, and overall it was a great weekend of wrestling. Let's see what else is going on. I have a couple of questions I'm going to answer on tomorrow's show, because this show's already, went pretty much. But I just wanted to explain to everyone about the weekend. A lot of people, I think a lot of people send me message, how's Rocky doing? Is he holding up? I was like, yeah, he was just very exhausted yesterday and still recovering, where he's like, his knees, he was hard, his shoulders hurt, his legs hurt. But we know what we got to do going forward. We just got to hit the gym, condition more, get him ready so we can have a good football season. Hopefully, if he stays healthy, he'll wrestle high school and hopefully have a good season there. Any questions? Like I said, guys, if you want me to talk about anything, send them to my inbox, or if you want to do them anonymous when I do them on Snapchat, just send me anything. We'll talk about it. Hopefully this week we'll have an interview with a local artist who just released his country western single. Pretty good song. So I should have an interview with him later this week, and I'll post that. And with that, you guys have a great Monday, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Burn one. Yo. Slow budget. Once again.